Okay. All right, let's not wait anymore since most of them, I should say a few of you are waiting. We just continue, start with what we need to do first. Okay, the rest will still come in as and when. Jocelyn here. Chen. Okay. Hmm. We share file with you. For today, we are going to cover, continue from the previous topic. Last week we did volume, all that. I hope you all can remember what teaching slides were for last week, right? Can you all remember or not? Formula for volume, and then the Lego stacking method. Can remember? Who cannot remember? Show me who cannot remember, then I'll just quickly brush through. Okay, we have the formula, Lego stack, and then we spoke about compute, what do you call that? QR code. Remember what is our QR code? Who can tell me what is QR code about? Quotient, remainder, and
Quotient,
code.
remainder, and a code.
Very good. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah. So then that one we also learned. That one is a very unique way to remember lah. Okay, but that is not a formula. It's just to make it in such a way that there is this method we can use, but not dividing by the volume. That one we spoke of. We also say that volume is actually capacity, then using the base multiplied by the height, which length and breadth give you actually the base area. Okay, so we will continue from there to do more problem sum, and then we will do extra question later on. Okay, bear with me a little because this one is a little bit more. Okay, so we will start with this for those who have not done. Now, if you do not do, and then some are incomplete, many of them have unattempted questions. You may find them difficult, I understand, okay? But if let's say there are like 10 questions, then you can only do 2, meaning to say you are not prepared to do this tutorial. So what I can suggest is you must also go and watch your video lesson. The video lesson is supposed to help you to have a prior knowledge before you come to attempt all this lah. Okay, so let's start with question number 1. Before I start, we are going to cover the volume of a liquid. All right, we are going to have different measurements. Okay, so these are the units that is used. All right, units. Okay, and we are going to involve 2 containers usually. All right, especially when you go next year, it's all 2 containers. Many of them are based on 2. So pouring here and there, things like that. Okay. Question 1, you have this. A tank measuring this. Okay. Now then some question will say, sure, they give this, or then how I know which is which? Oh, they will go by sequence one. Okay, so this is LBH. Okay, LBH. So usually they will have a longer length one. All right, but we don't care. We just go by LBH. In the sequence, it is half filled with orange juice at first, and all the orange juice is poured into empty identical bottles to the brim, and each bottle is 300 ml. So how many bottles will there be later on? So first of all, we must know how much water is there first. In this sense, we will call it orange juice. So in order to do this, we will need to know the volume. What is the volume formula? Length multiply by breadth multiply by height. Okay, and this will give you cm cube. All right. Now, as I go along, I want you to help me with all the calculation because I need to hold pen, I need to hold calculator. So I want everybody to participate into the chat function. Okay, characterizing is here. Okay, so may I have the first answer? Anyone? What is 27, 40, 40? Chat function, please. You're waiting eh. Okay, lor, then I wait also. Let everybody waiting. Things are not done. Come on, come on. Your participation plays an important role here. Okay? What is missing here? You see, nobody will notice something when I'm still waiting for. You know what am I waiting for? Someone to tell me something that we have to do before we find the volume of the orange juice. So what must we do? We want to find orange juice. So what must we do? We must multiply by half. Why is it so? Because it is half filled. So you must actually pay much attention to what I'm writing also. Okay? All right. How many bottles will they be completely filled with orange juice? So each one is 300 ml. So you must divide by 300 in order to get down to the divide by 300 because each of them is 300. Okay. So what do you get for that? 300. Do you get 72 for this? Thank you, Marissa. Yes, thank you for your participation. Very good. 72. Okay, this one is quite easy, so I just quickly go through it. Yeah. Question number 2. It's about rectangular container measuring 35, 20, 30, 3/5 filled with apple juice at first. Half of the apple juice is poured out of the container. Find the volume of apple juice left inside. So rectangular dimension LBH, that's what's given to you. Okay, so LBNH, 3/5 filled with orange juice. And then half of it will be poured out. So he wants it to be left. Of course, when you pour out half of it, or left half of it. Correct or not? So in the first place, you have the volume of this container first. 30, 20 by 30. But it is not half filled, it is not fully filled. It is 3/5 filled with apple juice. But from here, they put only half of the apple juice poured out. So when you pour out half, of course, you were left with also the other half, right? So what is your answer for this? Anyone? Oh, I didn't times 3/5. Did I? Yes, times 3/5. Then half of it is left there. Anyone, please? Oh, I saw one response. Okay, give me a minute now, Jaslyn. I finish up this up. Then I will remove this. Okay. All right. Just to answer Jaslyn's question. Yeah, for B is 72 because I divide it by 300. Because each of them is 300, huh? Okay, thank you for asking. 21600 divided by 300. Yes. All right, welcome. Okay, then I come to here. Any problem? Children, is Q2 okay? If I'm too fast, do let me know so I can slow it down a little, all right? I know this topic is a bit new to many of them, okay, and many of them are trying to cope with it. I understand you are facing challenges, so do alert me, okay, because this must be very well developed before you go to P6. Speed is one thing, and then understanding the concepts entirely, that will help you cope better in P6. Huh? Okay, can. Question number 3. A rectangular tank measuring this is 3 filled and how much more to fill up 80% of it. So you know that there is this so-called capacity of, this capacity of LBH, right? and this 3/5 filled with oil. So he wants it to be 80% of it. Now, 80% is so-called 80 out of 100. But if I change it to the simplest form, it's actually 8 out of 10. I put it 8 out of 10. Why I put 8 out of 10? Very simple. Because if 8 out of 10, I can compare. So you compare here to here, right? So initial, you must have a level of 310, increase to 810, meaning to say if you use a fraction of 810 minus 310, you will get 510 of the capacity to be filled up. Can you understand or not? So that means to say, if you go by units, then the total is 10 units. You have 3 units. From 3 units, you must increase to 80%, which is 8 units. So 8 units minus 3 units is 5 units, okay? So it depends on how you look at using fraction or you're using unitary method, okay? So for those who wants to do unitary method, then you say 10U, then it's split into 3U, then, okay, then you want to have another 5U to become 8U, something like that. Okay, just your side working. All right. So 5U is the one that you must increase. So how to increase that 5U? What must you do? You have to use the length, multiply by the breadth, multiply by the height, multiply by half of 510. Okay, so it depending on how you do it. Okay. So it will come out to be 7500. So this is 7500 in centimeter cube. Please note that they wanted a liter, convert it to liters. So you get 7.5 liters. Okay. For this one, I can help some of you to understand, okay? So at full tank, I should say. In full tank, you will have 10 units. And it is filled 3 units. You must increase, okay? Probably I increase by a question mark and you end up to have 8 units, okay? So for this, 8 minus 3 equals to 5. All right, that you can do in this way. Question 4. All right, 4/7 of a rectangular fish tank with a base area of 1,100 centimeters square is filled with water. So another 9.9 liters of water are needed to fill the fish tank to the brim. So he's asking you for the height of the water. Now, do you remember the Lego stack or not? This one. Yeah. Length multiplied by the breadth multiplied by the height, where volume is always the greatest one. Okay, the greatest is always on top. So volume. So we also mentioned LB give you what do you call? Area. So volume is area multiplied by the height. Am I right? So in order to find height, okay, I just quickly use short form to do it. In order to find height, I always use my volume to divide by the area. Okay, so now the thing is with this formula, we must go back to the question. All right, study the question. Now the base area is 1,100 centimeters square. And it is filled up 4/7 of the water. But another 9.9 liter are needed to fill up to the brim. So meaning to say, to the brim itself is 7/7, right? And is filled with water is 4/7. So when he needed another 9.9, it is 3/7. So meaning to say the total units must be 7 units. And this is 4 units that is being filled up. Okay, so this one is 3 units that is needed to fill up to the brim. So these 3 units will actually give you 9.9 liters. So since that I'm going to go for the centimeter, I would want to give myself common unit. So 9,000, 1 liter itself is 1,000 centimeter cube. Okay, I repeat, probably I write here to inform,